I would like to speak today about a concept called Theotacy. You may not have heard of the word because it's not an often used word, but it's a concept whereby it deals with the question as to why do bad things happen to people and why do things happen in that way. Many questions if you look back in the years of history, things that we can remember like the Crusades or pogroms or Holocaust, or even things in the most recent years that we've seen in some countries where people, children, are killed even though they're innocent and there's not much to do with it. Why do these things happen? And what is their purpose? I want to say from the very beginning that I don't have an answer to this question, because that question has been asked for thousands of years from theologians, rabbis, priests, imams, all types of clergy, and many philosophers have wondered, when a child is born and has a deformity and it suffers, why is that? When people grow up and become leaders and they become evil and they do atrocities that are horrible, why is that? And what does it do to the world? And if there is a human concept to it, how did they get away with it? If there is a divine process to it, how does divinity let this happen? Many of us believe there is a God, so why would God let these things happen? That question has no answer, at least not that we know of, that makes sense and that is logical. What we do know is that if we focus on the negativity of the world, we're not going to see much change. What we need to do is focus on the positive aspect. There is certainly a lot more positive than there is negative. It's interesting how newspapers work. Thought about it for a second? What do newspapers report? News of the day, of the week. And what does these news have to do with us? Well, it's supposed to bring us information of what's going on around us, within a radius, sometimes far away from us, in other states, other countries, other continents. That way we can measure and realize what's going on. Very seldom, however, will you find a newspaper that reports only positive news. It doesn't exist. The newspaper produce and prepare continuously news report about all the negative things that happen in the world. There's no such a thing as a positive newspaper that would just report only the good things in the world. It's a shame. To focus on these negative things, even though some of them were terrible, like the wars, which lasted years, and people that died, and things that were so horrid and created so much grief and pain. Yet, that's not what the world is all about. Why these things happen, we don't know. We can't ask. And if you do ask, most likely you won't have an answer. But we do know that the reason for the world is to make it so that each and every one of us can appreciate the good things. And hopefully there's enough light and goodness in this world that will overcome all of the negativity that exists. And that's something to pay attention to, because this will make a difference, not just for you in your life, but also for everyone around you. And that's what Theotacy is all about. And I hope you can understand it.
If you like what you've heard, please let us know by leaving a comment below. We would really appreciate if you would be kind enough to like, share, and even subscribe. Feel free to follow us on Facebook.